boy with a quiet voice and impeccable style. Don't ever let them steal your joy. Any gentle ways in your face dress you down and tell you that your place is in the middle when they hate the way you shine. I see you tugging on your shirt, trying to hide inside of it, hide how much it hurts. You let them laugh while they can, let them spin, let them scatter in the wind. I've been to the movies, I've seen the plays, and the jokes on them. You done? You just barking it out? You just done? Just whoop, done. That's it? You get discouraged, don't you, girl? It's your brother's world for a while longer. We gotta dance with the devil on a river to beat the stream. Call it living a dream, call it kicking a ladder. They come to kick dirt in your face, dress you down and tell you that your place is in the middle when they hate the way you shine. That was the wrong lyrics, but you're singing. Let them laugh while they can. Let them spin. Let them scatter in the wind. I've been to the movies. I've seen how it ends. And the jokes on them. He's pissed. He's pissed. He's not happy now. He's like, I'm not singing anymore. Good evening, good people. What the hell day is today? Wednesday. All right, I had a board meeting. Ouch. Board meeting went fine. Showed them some of our new AI stuff. They were like, well, that's fancy. That's very fancy what you've created there. Yeah, this is a good comment shirt, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes I do better than others. I try to do good every night. That shirt looks kind of square. Thanks, Amethyst Jen. You mean it's got squares, or like I'm boring? Is the hair boring? Yeah, hair's a little boring. What are you gonna do? So do me a favor, tell all your friends. Tell all your friends, you're like, hey, listen, I just canceled my Netflix account. I'm watching this fascinating TikTok channel. I watch it 2 hours a night, 3 hours a night, 7 nights a week. Yeah, you should come watch it. Come watch it now. What's it about? Puppies. It's about puppies and AI. AI? Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit of AI. I hate AI. You should come watch it. I love the acoustic guitar. I have one, but need to practice more. You know what helped me? Well, this is, I don't know if you have ADHD, but if you have ADHD, this can help. One of my symptoms of ADHD is sometimes I'll get a song stuck in my head for fucking months. Especially if it's a song I like. Like, I did it with Avett Brothers, I and You and Me, or whatever the hell that one's called. I did it with a bunch of Martin Sexton songs. I did it with some John Hyatt songs. I did it with some Brandi Carlile songs. I did it. So what helped me get better with guitar is I found someone that I really liked his playing, and it was really significantly beyond my skill. And then I picked a song of his that was also significantly beyond my skill. And so the artist for me was Martin Sexton. And so I just played the same song for like, I don't know, 3 months. And just sucked a little bit less each time. Sitting in this lonely town, wonder when things are gonna change. Dream my life away, seems these dreams have turned to a bunch of dust clouds. Getting my nerve up, but my past is pulling me down. Wondering how long this black sheep gonna stick around. Somebody told me once before, you can never go home again. Won't you leave? There's anything to steer me away, yeah, from the truth of who I am and what I believe. So I thanked him for his 2 cents with a handshake and some sympathy, yeah. I packed up my blue jeans, headed for this big prize of my freedom. Bye-bye, black sheep, to the black sheep of the family. Bye-bye, oh, that means so very much to me, yeah. Bye-bye, black sheep, to my friends and my family. Bye-bye, going off and set my soul, set it free. Free, times they were a-changing. Did a little bit of rearranging, take a couple chances. My progress I know advances to that time of my freedom. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then Martin Sexton goes on from there and fucking slays it. I can't sing what he does next. But like that was one that took me months to get the guitar, the singing, the like anywhere close to not embarrassing. Do you know that? Do you know the Ira Glass, if you've got taste thing? Do y'all know that one? That might be a nice way to start off tonight. Let's see if I can find it. I think this is one of the most beautiful articulations of why art is hard and why it's important. It's called Ira Glass, the Creative Process. Let's see, that's 155, it's 201. I think this is the whole...
Respecting the makers comes back in reversal, thriving and growing together, full circle.
Nobody tells people who are beginners, and I really wish somebody had told this to me, is that all of us who do creative work, like, you know, we get into it, and we get into it because we have good taste. But it's like there's a gap that for the first couple of years that you're making stuff, what you're making isn't so good, okay? It's not that great. It's trying to be good. It has ambition to be good, but it's not quite that good. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, your taste is still killer. And your taste is good enough that you can tell that what you're making is kind of a disappointment to you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? A lot of people never get past that phase. A lot of people at that point, they quit. And the thing I would just like say to you with all my heart is that most everybody I know who does interesting creative work, they went through a phase of years where they had really good taste. They could tell what they were making wasn't as good as they wanted it to be. They knew it felt short. It didn't have this special thing that we wanted it to have. And the thing I would say to you is everybody goes through that. And for you to go through it, if you're going through it right now, if you're just getting out of that phase, you got to know it's totally normal. And the most important possible thing you could do is do a lot of work. Do a huge volume of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week or every month you know you're going to finish one story. Because it's only by actually going through a volume of work that you're actually going to catch up and close that gap. And the work you're making will be as good as your ambitions. In my case, like I took longer to figure out how to do this than anybody I've ever met. It takes a while. It's going to take you a while. It's normal to take a while, and you just have to fight your way through that. Okay?
Yeah, beautiful.
A lot of people never get past that phase. A lot of people at that point, they quit.
That's the fucking tragedy right there, right? That your work isn't shitty because your work is shitty. Your work is shitty because you have taste. That's so fucking profound, isn't it? That you're just trying to express yourself into your taste. And so many people quit before they get there. And that's fucking tragedy. I think if there's a single thing on this planet that I'm most passionate about, it's this. That it's working with people who have taste, that it's working with people who are trying to live up to their taste. It's working with people that are willing to put in the work. Only going through a huge volume of work do you ever have the chance of catching up to your taste. I just love that idea. It's not that you're not talented. It's not that you're not skilled enough. It's that you just haven't caught up to your taste. Isn't that fucking brilliant? Having high ideals and perfectionism prevents me from creating. Right. That goes back to this. Where is it? Where is it?
Is kind of a disappointment to you. You know what I mean? A lot of people never get past that phase.
A lot of people never get past that phase.
Quit.
So the trick is celebrate that you're not there yet, because it means you have taste. And your job is to just keep doing the work until you get there. Here's the other thing. What's your name? Ridge. Oh wait, where's my hang on, people. I need my black piece of paper. I can't read the letters. Hang on. We got construction paper for this. No, $20 million production studio, and we're going with black construction paper to read the screen? Yes. So what's your name? Ron Diggity. Having high ideals and perfectionism prevents me from creating. Celebrate that gap. Because the gap means that you have the taste. You're already there. You're already an artist. Now it's just about doing the work. Here's the thing I'm most excited about with generative AI. One of the reasons I dump hours a night onto this channel and many more during the week into the AI Salon and other endeavors is that we're living in a time in history. I recorded Ann Murphy and Cindy Kuhn and I and a couple other people, Suzanne, and two other folks are creating a video series about GPTs. And the first chunk that we recorded today was just the five of us talking. And it was just amazing. Like realizing that we're living in a time where people who 3 Mile Storage Management, love that. I need to watch. Wait, oh crap! I just lost it. I need to watch that video again. Just put it back up there again, for Jim. By the way, if you don't know Jim Ross, 3 Mile Management, you should get to know him. He's an amazing guy. I don't know what that comment was. If you can repin it, if you can find it. Oh wait, here it is. I need to watch that video again on the hard days. Yeah, exactly. Let's watch it again. Ira Glass has such an elegance in how he talks and how he articulates this idea. And it's what I love about this quote. I assume he's not reading this. Like, this sounds like he's in an interview, right? And he's just talking this. You can tell that this is an idea that he has processed 10,000 times. You know, there's something about the elegance of how it's articulated just as he's talking it.
Nobody tells people who are beginners, and I really wish somebody had told this to me, is that all of us who do creative work, like, you know, we get into it, and we get into it because we have good taste. But it's like there's a gap that for the first couple of years that you're making stuff, creative work, like, you know, we get into it, and we get into it because we have good taste.
I love that. To do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste. I want to do that. I could do that, right? You aspire to something.
But it's like there's a gap that for the first couple of years that you're making stuff, what you're making isn't so good. Okay? It's not that great. It's trying to be good. It has ambition to be good, but it's not quite that good. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, your taste is still killer. And
your taste is still killer. The thing that got you into the game. The thing that made you say, I want to do this. I can do that. I want to write a screenplay. I want to write a novel. I want to write a poem. I want to make a GPT. Striving is living in action. Absolutely, Lunashtick.
Again, your taste is still killer.
Oh, by the way, Lunashtick, when we were recording our little conversation today, one of the things we were talking about is talking about people who have transformed themselves with just AI in some way. And I was telling your story and I started bawling like a baby. So thank you for that. But it'll be recorded, so you'll be able to watch it over and over again. I was telling the story about how, you were creatively stuck, and then you made these GPTs and got really excited. And then you told me at one point you went and got your index cards, and you were basically just pulling out old index cards, and that got me choked up. And then I told the story about when you created the Alexander Hamilton GPT, and you were feeling hopeless about the future of our country, and you had a conversation with Alexander Hamilton, and it restored faith for you in our democracy. And in telling it, I just fucking broke down. I'm getting choked up now. It's amazing.
And your taste is good enough that you can tell that what you're making is kind of a disappointment to you. You know what I mean? A lot of people never get past that phase. A lot of people at that point, they quit.
Don't fucking quit.
And the thing I would just say to you with all my heart is that most everybody I know who does interesting creative work, they went through a phase of years where they had really good taste. They could tell what they were making wasn't as good as they wanted it to be. They knew it felt short. It didn't have this special thing that we wanted it to have. And the thing I would say to you is everybody goes through that. And for you to go through it, if you're going through it right now, if you're just getting out of that phase, you got to know that's totally normal. And the most important possible thing you could do is do a lot of work. Do a huge volume of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week or every month you know you're going to finish one story. Because it's only by actually going through a volume of work that you're actually going to catch up and close that gap. And the work you're making will be as good as your ambitions. In my case, I took longer to figure out how to do this than anybody I've ever met. It takes a while. It's going to take you a while. It's normal to take a while, and you just have to fight your way through that.
You just have to fucking fight your way through that. That's it, man.
Okay?
Yeah. That's a good one. And here's the good news. We are living at a point in history where these tools, these AI tools,
what if I told you that
leveling
you can use
people up?
motion array to improve your videos fast?
These tools are leveling people up. It's one of the other things we talked about in the conversation today, is that what becomes possible for you. So, back to the Ira Glass taste thing. What becomes possible for you when in your soul you're like, I know I'm really good at writing and I'm sort of good at design, and I don't really feel confident about much else. What becomes possible for you when now you're brilliantly good at writing, brilliant at design, really good at illustration, really good at making music, really good at making video, really good at project management, really good at coding? What happens when all of a sudden you go from a capability and a half where you live up to your taste to 10 of them or 50 of them? That's the era we're entering. That's fucking insane. The people that show up here night after night, they've nicknamed themselves the Irregulars. I just think they're weird, but they claim they're not. They claim they're not weird. They just say we're just irregular. I'm watching them in real time. Just fucking go from like, I don't think I can do in here, to, holy shit, I just did a thing that's kind of cool, to, oh, this is really amazing, to, oh, this is cool, so now I do this, and now I do that, to, you know what, I'm leading a seminar next week, to, oh, I just got promoted at work, and now I'm doing this, and I'm like watching their energy. Thank you very much, guys. I'm watching their energy go from kind kind of retracted, scared, what do? I don't know anything, to just blossoming and becoming contributing members of the AI Salon community and becoming self-expressed humans on all sorts of levels and all sorts of channels, right? Some of them are making musicals with Suna. Some of them are just getting killer with images. And killer with images is really interesting. Some are going really artistic. Others are going like funny. Others are going like, commentary and satire. Some are going video. Thank you, Empower. I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Robert Rossi. It's very generous. And they're just fucking reinventing themselves. And like to a person that I talk to that's going through, it's kind of like the Ira Glass thing. It's like with this AI shit, it's like just fucking play with it enough until it starts doing shit that lives up to your taste. Because what's happening with AI is it's getting better while you're learning it. So like you're learning it and you're like, I'm not very good at prompting and my images kind of suck and meh, 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 meh. And I know that's how you sound when you're on your own. Meh, 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 meh. It annoys the people around you, I can promise you that. So you should just stop that shit. And then, but you're getting better and you're getting better and you're making images and like, maybe that's okay. And then all of a sudden someday, just Sam Altman goes, hey, there's a new thing. And you're like, oh, okay. And you put in the same shit you used to do, and all of a sudden you're like, holy shit. So the Ira Glass thing. Wait, I need props, people. I guess I'll use Legos. Lego pens. The Ira Glass thing says, that's exactly how I sound. You should leave me alone. I'm trying to learn my prompts over here. Just right. So you're struggling. You enter the AI learning lab, or you enter, trying to figure this shit out. And you're like, it sure would be good if I didn't suck at writing. You're up here's Hemingway, right? And you're like, okay, I want to be like Hemingway. And you're like, I can't form a sentence. And then you're playing around with these tools and you sort of move from green to light green. And then what's happening now, like in the olden timey days, the move from green to light green was like 6 months. And then the move to yellow was like another year. And then the move to orange was like 3 years. And you never fucking get to red. And then, there's Hemingway, right? And it's like, you still aspire for this shit. But you're like, if I can be on the border between orange and red, okay, I'll be willing to let someone read my work, right? But now we're in AI world, and you start out here, and AI sort of instantly takes you to yellow. And then as the tools get better, you're like blasting into orange, blasting into red. And what's fascinating for me is that we've all got whatever skill, whatever's the thing that kind of lights us up that we do. And there's a handful of people on the planet. PJ Lochran, who spoke at the AI Salon 2 weeks ago, he's one of these. He's a guy, he's like an incredible musician, an incredible business person, an incredible illustrator. He's like an incredible entrepreneur. He's like, if he tries it, he's going to kick ass at it. And then there's the rest of us, right? So we've got one or two things we kick ass at. And maybe if you're like Renaissance-y, you kick ass at 3 or 4. But most people, it's 1 or 2. All of a sudden with this AI shit, you're kicking ass at stuff that never in your wildest dreams would you be any good at. Like for me, it's coding and not making pictures, but like illustrating, like art, making art. Like I'm a good photographer. I've got a good eye, got good taste, but I've got no skills like this. And all of a sudden, I can have an idea for an image in my head and bang, it's there. And one of the things that I'm noticing in the AI Salon, and I'm trying to tamp out as many of these fires as I can, is that people, including myself, feel guilty that the speed with which they're doing good work is too fast. And so they apologize for it. And I'm fucking done with that. I'm fucking done with it. I think it's a remnant from the industrial age. Work hard for the factory. You gotta work hard. Hard work is where it's at. Hard work is where it's at. You gotta work hard. Okay, I'll work hard. And up until a few years ago, a lot of the creative work and a lot of the knowledge work, like research and writing and thought leadership, required time. Because processing language in our brains and getting it out of our fucking large language models and into a form that didn't suck because we have taste took time. And now what we can do is still have that same intention, but instead of it taking you a week to get to the first draft, you can get to it in 5 minutes. That's with some back and forth. And within an hour, you can have that thing refined to the point that it's ready for editing. So the thing that used to take you a week to get to the point that you could do a second pass on it, you now have in an hour. And you can spend 2 or 3 hours of that day taking that thing from decent to really fucking good. And maybe you use AI for that and maybe you don't. And you can do that for shit you're not even good at. What my experience has been depends on your relationship with your self-esteem. If your relationship with your self-esteem tends toward the shameful, I used to joke on this channel about shame is my love language. I've stopped that. It was a joke and it was mostly true, right? Good comedy comes out of truth. And what I've noticed is that AI is providing a capability boost, but it's also providing a confidence boost. Because I can get to the ideas so much faster and I can have more of them. And ChatGPT is also like a golden retriever. It's like, gee, Kyle, that was a swell idea. Can you give me another? Let me make it better for you. Oh yeah. You want a picture too? Here you go. There's not a lot of room to go, oh, I don't have talent. I got writer's block. I can't do that. I can't come up with any ideas. It's like, I wish I had an idea for a dog jumping over a log. Oh shit, there's 20 ideas. Oh, that one's not bad. Oh, I kind of like that. Oh, well, I guess I am pretty smart after all. And it's like that happens daily. I wrote an outline and a 10-minute, in a couple of minutes, tweaked it in a few more minutes, probably had enough to do the recording in about 15 minutes. Yeah. Like, oh, I've got an idea to make a video. Oh, dear ChatGPT, dear ChatGPT, very good to see you again. It's fantastic. You look good. Did you lose weight? Anyway, there's no shaming in here, okay? Anyway, all right. I would like an outline. I'm thinking about doing a video, but, I don't have a lot of talent. I don't have a lot of time. And here we are. Oh, my. That's pretty good. right? And then a few minutes later, oh, that's really good. And then all of a sudden, you go from like the thing that would have been your trap in the olden timey days, you know, like 2021. The thing that would have been your trap, which is if I want to get this thing to 80%, it's going to take me a week, and I've got to battle my shame demons for the entire fucking week to get to that first draft. How many first drafts never survived the first day? Many. I'm experiencing that less and less and less and less. It's almost like before you could use, oh, it's too hard as the excuse not to do the work, because what you were really feeling was, I'm not good enough and it won't live up to my taste, so I'm not going to do it. But it's hard, and that's why I'm not doing it. It's just, I'm too tired and it's too hard. And now you don't have that excuse anymore. So now you're like, oh, shit. Well, it's not too hard, so I can't justify it that way. Oh, fuck. Am I just scared? Is this just fear? Is this fear of what other people are going to think of me? Oh, fuck. Oh, that's the sweat. Okay, I'll wait for a day. I'm just going to sit back. You don't have the excuses anymore that you can justify not doing it. Because you can fucking knock that shit out now. And you can knock it out. You can get stuff to 80% so fast. And that was the drudgery work. And then you can do things like this. You're like, well, actually, Paul Reitzer talks about this. He says he doesn't write to produce things. He writes to understand the thing he's writing about, right? For him, it's a way of mentally processing the thing. Okay, so write your 80% draft like that to process the thing, and then use AI to tweak it and, you know, edit it and give you ideas and reorganize it. And then it's just really fucking good. Anyway, hi, my name's Kyle Shannon. Welcome. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab. We talk about stuff here. AI, life. I have ADHD, and AI helps keep the hyper-focus and dopamine going without the speed bumps. Totally Jane Doe. Jane Q Doe. Yeah. AI is like a video game. AI is like a creativity video game. I have an idea. Here it is materialized. I'd like to make that a picture. Here's your picture. Vicky Baptiste in here does 3D printing as a side business or as a business. I think it's a side business. She's got all sorts of 3D printers and stuff. So she can like come up with ideas, visualize them like that, and then send them off to the 3D print farm and start materializing stuff. Holy shit. So, if you want to learn how to do that stuff, that's what we do here. That's what I talk about. So if you have questions about AI, pop it down. 3 Mile Storage Management. AI is flushing out the procrastination and self-doubts for me. Yep, that's it for me too. It's funny. It's funny, Jim. I'm kind of consciously procrastinating now. meaning, like, it used to be I'd go, oh, it's too hard, I don't have the energy, this and that. I'd have all these excuses, and now, like, I know that's not reality anymore. That it's not going to take me that long. Like, it's literally going to take me 15 minutes, right, for whatever the thing is. And I'll just go, oh, fuck it, I'll get to it. Like, you know, I'll keep feeding my ADHD brain where I got to have the dopamine hit, so I'll push it to the last minute just to do it. But I'm much more conscious of it now. It's almost like I have an inside joke with myself. Like, yeah, you're going to be able to do it in a few minutes. Doesn't fucking matter. I'm loving this. Thank you. You'll help me reignite my AI passion. Ron Diggity. Yeah, please do. Please do. Because here's the thing with the AI stuff and AI passion. One of the really lucky things about being AI literate right now is that there are essentially zero stakes. If you decide to do something with AI and you make the worst possible output, like in the history of humanity, if you create the worst AI output in the history of humanity and you show it to people, and you go, I did this with AI. And I go, oh, okay. It doesn't matter, because 3 months from now, the tools are going to be 10 times better. And 3 months after that, they're going to be 50 times better. And 3 months after that, our eyes are just we're going to wake up in the morning, our eyes will start watering, tears, as just shit happens. So we have a window right now where all you have to do is play. Just play. Don't put any pressure on. It's got to be good. It's got to live up to your expectations or anyone else's expectations. Most people don't know that this shit exists. And that's not a joke. The McKinsey report that came out in November, 82% of Americans have not used ChatGPT. 82%. So that means 18% have. And that probably means that a huge percentage of the 18% probably opened it once and went, describe a Dalmatian puppy for me. And it described it, and then they went, it's stupid, I don't like it, and have never used it since. So let's call it half. Half of the 18% said that have used ChatGPT once. They still don't know what it is, but they said they used it. So now we're down to 9%. How many of that 9% are paying the $20 a month for ChatGPT 4? I think it's low. Even in this channel, even in the AI Salon, I am constantly surprised by someone who I assumed had paid the $20 for ChatGPT 4 is like, I think I'm going to get ChatGPT 4 now. I'm like, what the fuck are you waiting for? So we're probably down to 5% have ChatGPT 4. And then how many software subscriptions do you have where you bought the subscription and then never really got around to using it? A lot, right? So let's call that half again. So 2.25% of people in America have any clue how powerful these AI tools are. 90, let's call it 95. 95% of people don't have a fucking clue. So, total freedom for us that are playing right now to just fuck around. Just fuck around and find out. Does it work? Is it good? Is it as brilliant as I think? Ooh, I'm going to go make a feature film. Oh, shit. I can only make 4-second clips and they're completely morphy and claymation and weird. I can't, this is, oh my God, it's all, well, maybe I'll try, right? Like, you can't fuck up right now. If you make something remotely interesting with video right now with Runway and Pika, people are like, oh my God, it's glorious. If you look at it objectively compared to what filmmakers do, you're like, well, it's okay for AI, but it ain't, it ain't 16 millimeter film with a decent editor. But then OpenAI announces Sora. And all of a sudden, if you made that Runway film and you know how to make something decent out of something crappy, what are you going to do when the tool comes out where you can do 60-second clips that are hard to distinguish from reality? Well, you're going to fucking kill it. So here's the 16 millimeter short film. Here's your Runway film, right? You're like, it's kind of janky and embarrassing, but maybe I'll show some people. And all of a sudden, you're going to have tools that are going to allow you to sort of execute up here overnight. So there's no risk right now. Zero risk. We have permission to do anything. Well, I can't use it at work. Go get yourself a $200 Chromebook and use it at home on the weekends and nights. Get it on your fucking phone. Start having conversations with Pi or ChatGPT's mobile apps that have conversational AI. Go to copilot.microsoft.com if it's not blocked at your work and start making images and start experiencing what it's like to interact with a large language model. Go to Perplexity and see what it's like to interact with a model that actually does searches on the internet and provides citations to the answers so you can go check the work. Go to suno.ai and say, make me a song about being frustrated that my boss is an asshole. In the blues. I just want ChatGPT to let me organize my chats. Oh my God, Wind Rider. Can you believe we still can't search for we can't search our fucking chat history in the desktop app? I'm like, what in the fuck? Seriously. Okay, I'll give OpenAI that creating a folder hierarchy where you can stick your chats in folders and save them. I get that might take 3 weeks. But they've already got the chat functionality in the mobile app. Just put it on the fucking interface. Call the same API. I'm right there with you. Which is, again, further evidence that we're so fucking early here. That you can do anything. So, okay, so your taste is up here and your AI skills are down here and the tools are down here. Well, just dick around. And your skills get a little bit better and the tools are going to fucking make gargantuan leaps. And then you'll be one of the ones that gets to say, look at this thing I made. And people will lose their fucking mind. I'm really excited. Next Tuesday, we have Kelly Bosch coming to speak at the AI Salon. And she makes these stunning videos with AI. She doesn't apologize for it. She doesn't say it's AI. She just has a TikTok channel and she makes these stunning videos. People and animals and insects and ballerina dancers that look like insects. They're just insanely good. Kieran wants to know about Storyvine. Okay, I can talk about Storyvine. And when I reached out to talk to her, she's like, oh, I'm not really a big deal. I'm not, like, I just, it's not very good. I'm like, yes it is! Well, I don't have a lot of skill. I just, like, do it on my phone before I go to bed. What? That's even more remarkable. You do that quality of work on your phone as you're going to sleep. Yeah. Holy shit. Imagine what she's going to be able to do when the tools get good. We're going to have people winning awards for storytelling and for creative and for things like that have created works that win awards that have never been in that industry before. Within 3 years. Watch. You watch. There's going to be someone accepting an Oscar or a special Oscar or an Emmy or a fucking Tony. It was like, well, I used to clean gutters, and then I started hanging out in the AI Learning Lab, and there was this feller, I don't know what his name was. He was an older feller. Anyway, he talked about AI. He's like, just go play with AI. So I started playing with AI, and then before I knew it, I'd made this masterpiece. He said, what, anyway, thanks for the award. I don't know many of you people, but I've seen you in the movies. You're pretty cute. You think they got Jack Daniels back there? Because I'm a wicked tad nervous. We're going to see that awards acceptance speech. I'm a wicked tad nervous. Hope they got Jack Daniels back there. Ah, yes. Tell them, Bob. Tell them what they've won. Oh, you've won the freedom to do anything the fuck you want. Congratulations. All right, let me see what you're saying in here. I've been rambling for a bit. What's it been, an hour and a half? An hour. 50 minutes. That's what we call in the AI Learning Lab a 50-minute hello. Hello. Remember when OpenAI shut down subscriptions? I do. I have my main code and 3 others are close, so I find myself working all 4 for now. My husband used it once and said, Google's better. Yeah, Jane Doe, exactly. You watch. Your husband at some point. So Jane Doe, you keep using ChatGPT. You keep figuring out what the fuck this thing is. And I guarantee you, Mr. Google, I tried ChatGPT once. Google's better. I guarantee you at some point he's going to peek over your shoulder and go, hey, Jane, listen, you know Bob at work, right? Listen, Bob was telling me that the AI could it could do data analysis. Does it? And you'll be like, oh yeah, that's called code interpreter. I do that all the time. What do you mean? Oh, I use it to create spreadsheets of all my seeds for the garden. Well, how do you do that? Oh, you just ask it. Godfrey Lake. Hey Kyle, greetings from Jamaica, man. What's happening? Greetings. Thank you for checking in. Yeah, you just keep playing, Jane. Let hubby live on the sidelines. It's cuckoo. It's cuckoo. What you're going to discover some things that you can do. You'll be able to do shit better than him at some point, and you'll be able to do stuff that he and you both know there's no way in hell you can do. And you're going to do it. And it could be next week. Just by messing around with this stuff. And all of a sudden you'll stumble onto something like you're like, oh my God, I'm really good at this. Huh. I wonder if I did this and that and I put it together with that tool, I bet I could, Hey, honey, look what I did here. Wait, what do you mean you did it? Who did you work with? I didn't work with any. I just in the chat GPT. What do you mean you're a published author? I wrote the book and then I illustrated it and then I edited it and then I did a pass on the pictures and then came up with the names of the captions of the pictures and then put it in. Well, that ChatGPT taught me how to use Canva because I used the Canva plugin and it took me. And then I didn't know how to publish to Kindle, but then all of a sudden I went, hey, ChatGPT, how do you publish to Kindle? And it told me, it took me step by step, and so now I'm published. I'm a published author. So sorry. I know you were excited about being published at some point 2 decades ago, but anyway, isn't that cool? What do you want for dinner? Husband's face get red, steam comes out of his ears. Woo! I'm so happy for you, honey. And then 3 weeks later, Jane, could you listen? How did you publish a book? Oh, Corey Sandler. I have a GPT, Gardener's Green Thumb. It knows everything and designs gardens and gets seed zones. Yeah, awesome. Corey Sandler, if you don't follow Corey Sandler Pottery, first of all, you should follow her TikTok channel. Second of all, you should go buy her pottery because it's beautiful. But you can also watch her lives where she makes pottery. She's just throwing mud around. And then occasionally, you're like, oh, there's Corey, but she's cooking. She's like, la-da-da, singing, cooking. And then sometimes there's a guitar and she's singing. And then lately, she's like, oh, I'm a an application developer now because of GPTs. I just make GPTs. And she makes fucking kick-ass GPTs. And not only is she making them and putting them out in the world, she's sharing with the world how she did it, why she did it, how it works, what's cool about it. Look at all these cool pictures I made in this GPT. I got to this one and it was really cool, and then I kept going and I made 30 more. She's sharing her work process. And you know what's amazing? She said this, I think you said this on one of your lives the other night. She's like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this art. I'm just doing it. That's the Ira Glass thing. Just fucking do the work. Just do the work. She's making remarkable art. Is she going to print it out? Is she going to have a gallery showing? Is it going to turn into a CD-ROM? I don't fucking know. She doesn't fucking know. It doesn't fucking matter. But she's getting better and better and better and better. And then the tools are getting better and better and better and better. And at some point, she's going to make something, and all of a sudden it's going to be crystal clear. I know what I'm doing with this. And it'll turn into an album, or it'll turn into a feature film, or it'll turn into some new form of pottery that's never existed before on the planet, because she conceived of a thing and she has some pottery skills and she has some this skills and she needs some sort of ceramic recipe that didn't exist before. But oh shit, ChatGPT can help me formulate that. And all of a sudden she's got something that's completely new and unique and just... And it might not even be pottery. It might be something they use for the next space mission. Like, that's the weirdness we're in. Like, the Renaissance explosion that we're entering right now is just, it's gonna get fucking weird. People are used to, like, we get on our path, we go to college, we get on our path, and like Gen Z's kind of fucked that up. They're like, I think I'm gonna go get laid for a little bit, and then maybe I'll go to college, and I don't like working anyway, and now that I got COVID, I don't want to go into the... Okay, maybe they were right. Maybe they're right. Maybe it doesn't fucking matter. We don't need to be on this path. Right? Maybe it's like, fuck around, and then here's these tools, and... up blossom some talents and skills and things that you never conceived you'd have any interest in. I really like that. Who knew that I'd be into or going into organic chemistry in my 50s? Huh? Who knew? CNN, ex-accountant creates a new organic chemical that's going to cure this disease. Well, I was doing my accounting business and discovered a passion for organic chemistry. How'd you do that? Oh, I don't know. I asked ChatGPT to make a poem about organic chemistry, and it did, and I thought it sounded kind of cool. And then like a month later, I came up with my first compound. Oh, so Corey, you're going to be creating space ceramics. I don't know if you know that yet, but that's on your little trajectory there. Well, I made a picture of a dog in a ballet dress, and then that led to this, and then I went into ChatGPT, and then all of a sudden Google came out with this new model, and I put the thing in the thing, and all of a sudden out came this thing, and it was a new ceramics recipe, so I figured I'd fire it up, and then it had all these properties. And that was the weirdest thing. I hadn't told anyone about it, and NASA just called me. Miss Sandler, yeah, we'd like to talk to you about your ceramics explorations. You want to buy some pots? No. Oh, coffee mugs? I can make one with NASA on the side. Corey doesn't talk like this, by the way. This is just the news version of Corey that has invented a new ceramic for the space program. By the way, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about tonight. Like, why anyone's still here is beyond me, but I hope you're enjoying. Oh, I just think of Neuralink interpreting our dreams into images and videos. You can essentially do that right now, Kernot. If you go to if you've got ChatGPT 4, go to Explore GPTs. I created a GPT on this live called Dreamweaver. So look up Dreamweaver by Kyle Shannon, and it'll ask you 3 questions about your dream, and then it'll visualize your dream, and then it'll give you a Jungian analysis of it. So you don't need Neuralink for that, but Neuralink will be cool because you'll just wake up in the morning and it'll be like, here's what you saw last night. Would you care to comment on it? That's crazy. Oh, it's like those modest singers on American Idol. So how do you reach out to these creators? LinkedIn, DM. Who, like Kelly Bosch? I just reached out to her on TikTok. I just DM'd her. I don't do it enough. I should reach out to more creators. But yeah, I mean, most people don't get back to me. Share your nightmares with friends. Exactly. Hey, Sally, want to see the dream I had last night? You show her. She's like, oh! Jane, I had no idea you were so dark. Gemini 1.5 is definitely better, but ChatGPT 5 will be better than that. Have you played with Gemini 1.5, Joker? Is it out widely yet? Ethan Mullick is writing he's writing like 4 articles a day on it. It sounds fucking amazing. But I don't think I have access to it yet. Let me see. I signed up for it. Gemini 1.5. So if you haven't heard, Gemini is Google's ChatGPT, or it's their large language model sitting underneath it. And they released Gemini Advanced 2 weeks ago, and it was a flop. It was a disappointment. And then shortly after that, they followed it up with, it was called Gemini Advanced based on the Gemini Ultra model. And then like a week after it, they announced Gemini 1.5 Pro, or Gemini Pro 1.5. And Gemini Pro was their middle model. And it sounds fucking remarkable. So I don't know what they're doing with their, like, I don't know if Gemini Pro 1.5 is actually Gemini Ultra 1.5. I don't think it is. But it's got a 1 million token context window. So you can upload an hour of video to this thing and just say, where's the point where she drops something in the sewer grate? And it will take you right to that spot of the video. or answer questions about it. Where it is in the video. So it can ingest like an hour of video. So it's multimodal in. And then he also can ingest like an hour of video. So it's multimodal in. And then he also did like a 600-page multi-document game. You know when neurospicy OCD people make games and they make like really hyper complicated games? It's like one of those games, like 600-page downloadable manual, right? And he uploaded that to it, and it plays the game perfectly. Like, it just knows all the rules. It pulls the shit from all the documents. And then the other example he talked about is there's an obscure language that 200 people on the planet speak, and they uploaded, I guess, whatever information they had about this language. Like, 200 people speak it, so there was nothing on the internet. So there's nothing in the core, the base model, that knew anything about this language. So they uploaded whatever they uploaded about this language, and it just learned the language. And they had a one of the 200 people that can speak this language was like, yeah, it's correct. It's like people are playing with that right now. And that's not ChatGPT, that's Gemini. This is a Google thing. So the capabilities of these tools are going to, 2023 they were going like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. 2024 is going to be like nothing. Boom, here's Sora. Boom, here's Gemini 1.5. Boom. It's going to be these big, like Donkey Kong kind of climbing up the building kind of moves. Crazy. Gemini to me is like a bull in a china shop, powerful and majestic, but damn if you like the status quo. I don't quite know what that means. My experience with Gemini at this point is it's so janky it's not usable. Like it's just every other prompt just doesn't work, or it just shows you code instead of an answer, or it's like you ask it to show you some YouTube videos on a certain topic, and then you have it do more, and then it says, "Oh, I can't search YouTube. Why would you? I'm just a large language model. Why would you ask me about YouTube?" I'm like, because you own it all. Oh yeah, Gemma was released today finally. So Pate, I had a board meeting today, and then I've been busy. I saw Gemma was released. So Google released Gemma, which is they're basically out metaing Meta. So they released a bunch of open source foundation models called Gemma. I guess like Gemini, but Gemma. Gemma is the free shit, or I don't know what the license is in it. Are they commercial licenses, Pate? And also, like, what scale are they? I think they're smaller and more efficient, right? So the idea is to be able to run them on small devices. Anyway, if you don't know Pate runs the AI Mechanics Guild inside of the AI Salon, which I'll talk about. Yep. Woo, open source. I know. And so commercial licenses. That's great. So now we've got most of the open source world right now works on Meta's Llama 2 models because they were big and they were good. And so there's all these derivative models, spun off of that, but they're all flavors of the same thing. So having someone like Google release a competitor to that is a really big deal. Are they at the same level? Are the Gemma models, are any of them at the same level as Llama 2 70 billion? Pate? It has it's got 2 billion and 7 billion versions. Okay, so they're smaller right now. Yeah, I read that they were smaller. All right. Well, there's going to be cool shit coming. And the thing about small models like that, the open source community is going to pounce on those and just kick the shit out of them and optimize them, and there's cool stuff coming. There's also Apple released this thing called MLX, which makes it easy to run, efficiently run large language models on iPhones or mobile devices. So that's pretty slick. My AI learning mutt is snoring in my lap right now. Hey, Cravuno, what's happening? You put her to sleep, Kyle. I know. I'm not doing much tonight, but whatever. What are you gonna do? Keep in mind, 1 is not even close to 1.5. Yeah, that makes sense, Joker. Joker, did you say that you're playing with it? That you have access to it? Did you get Gemini Pro for Workspace yet? No, I saw that they announced it though, that they released it though. Did you hear that, Pate? they released Gemini Pro for or Gemini Advanced for Workgroup. Oh no, just seen tester reviews. Yeah, same here. Yeah, I want to play with right now. I'm jonesing to play with Sora, and I'm jonesing to play with Gemini 1.5. Yeah, the 1.5 being dramatically better than 1 is kind of like the Richter scale, where a magnitude 2 earthquake and a magnitude 3 earthquake, they're not linear, right? The magnitude 3 or the magnitude 3 one is dramatically stronger than the 2. And you know, every point is on an exponential curve or whatever. Logarithmic something. I don't know, some math. Some math I don't know about. Just check the paper again. They compare it to Mistral 7B and Llama 7B and 13B. Okay, cool. All right, good. That'll be interesting. Very, very cool. I like seeing Google having an open source foundation model in the game. Why? Because one of the I think at this point unfounded fears is that all of the control of AI is going to rest within 2 or 3 big companies. 2 or 3 big companies are definitely going to have the big iron to run the really sophisticated models. But there's increasing competitive pressure to get this shit out of those companies. And so having Meta put their foundational models into open source and now having Google do it as well puts pressure for other people to do that. And hopefully we'll have 2 or 3 major companies putting out significantly powerful models that the open source community can build really sophisticated shit on. Now, the big tech companies are likely going to keep the sexiest, highest end stuff. But there's a point at which, do you remember when computers were not powerful enough and every time a new model came out, everyone would flock to buy it because the perceived performance jump was so dramatic? That's what we're going to be doing with generative AI, right? Where each next model is going to be so much better that it's like, we got to have the new one. We got to have the new one. We got to have the new one. A lot of sort of, so if this is GPT-5, I guarantee you at some point GPT-4 gets open sourced and put out there, or some GPT-4 equivalent gets open sourced, but we'll go to OpenAI or Google or Apple for the GPT-5 level shit, and then we'll come out with GPT-6, and then this shit will get open sourced. There's going to be a point at which the open source stuff is so powerful that it's just incrementally more capabilities or speed or something like that. So, but what this says to me is this AI shit ain't going away. It's not going away. If you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for this stuff to go away, it ain't going away. Ain't going away. Do I lie to you? I might lie to you. It ain't going away, and it's not going to be completely controlled by a handful of companies. And you're like, well, government might shut it down. All right, which government? Where? Because the U.S. ain't going to shut something down if the rest of the world is creating a competitive advantage because of the stuff. The U.S. will go, well, we'll justify it in the following ways. We'll pass these laws, and these scoundrels can't use it, but, the rest of you can. My neighbors speak Zoto, and I can't find a translator. Oh, crap, I just lost that. Where was it? Wait. I just lost it. Can anyone find that? My neighbor... Oh, here it is. Jane Doe. I'm doing that tomorrow. Hang on. Wait. Jane Doe. Let's go. I'm going to... Okay, so I'm on my iPad. If you don't know this, for all of you, if you download the official ChatGPT app, you got to be really careful. The official ChatGPT app is from OpenAI, and it doesn't cost anything. Okay? Okay? So if you get anything that does cost, you be careful for the app itself. Now, if you want to upgrade to GPT Plus, that's $20 a month. So that costs something. But the app itself, to be able to use GPT 3.5, is free. And when you run the iOS app, it's got this, I think the Android app as well, it's got these little headphones here. And if you tap on those little headphones, I'm going to put it in GPT-4 mode because it's just better. Do you know the language Zoto?
I'm not familiar with a language called Zoto. It's possible it could be a very obscure or specific dialect, or perhaps even a constructed language not widely recognized. Can you provide more context or details about it? That might help me understand better or find relevant information.
Well, Jane Doe's neighbors speak Zoto, so I assume someone knew it.
It seems like you're referring to a linguistic or cultural context that isn't widely documented in the major sources I have access to. If Zoto is spoken...
Here, let me try Pi. Pi might have it. Wait. It's not Zoto, it's Zotung. Let's try Zotung. I might have pronounced it wrong. Is it Zotung?
It looks like there might have been a mix-up with the term Zotan. The search results I found primarily reference Zotan as a brand name for lansoprazole, a medication used to reduce stomach acid, rather than a language. It's used to treat conditions like gastroesophageal reflux disease and peptic ulcer disease. If Zotan was intended to reference a language, it's possible that there's still some confusion or miscommunication about the name or spelling of the language in question. Languages and dialects can often have names that are spelled or pronounced similarly, but refer to completely different things. If you have any more details, or if there's anything else you're curious about, feel free to share.
It might be a Malaysian dialect called Zotung or Zotang. Kyle, you have 1.5. Just click off of advanced back to pro. Is that true? Is it the million token? Myanmar. Tap to cancel. How about Myanmar? Is there a language called Zotang or Zotung in Myanmar? Oh, Laughing Thunder. Yeah, I'll demo Grok. It's amazing. Oh, this thing stopped working all of a sudden. Hang on. Can you check Myanmar? Is there a language called Zotung or Zotang in Myanmar?
Yes, there is a language called Zotung, also known as Zun Chin, Zobia, or Zo, spoken in Myanmar, specifically in the Chin state. The Zotung people are one of the ethnic groups residing in central and southern Chin state. The language is known to have multiple dialects and does not have a standard written form, mainly because of the various dialectical pronunciations. A way to write Zotung using the Latin alphabet was developed based on the Lungo dialect, which has been widely accepted among Zotung speakers. Interestingly, a Zotung translation of the Bible was published in 2016, indicating efforts towards preserving and formalizing the language.
Do you know the language?
I don't have the ability to learn or know languages in the way humans do, so I can't speak or understand Zun Chin directly. My knowledge is based on the information that's been made available.
Let's try pi. Hello, there's a language in Myanmar called Zotung, and I'm wondering if you know it.
Hey Kyle, it's true, there is a language spoken in Myanmar called Zotung, also known as Zobia. It's spoken by the Zotung people in Rasua Township, Chin State. Myanmar, it's actually a continuum of closely related dialects and accents, and it doesn't have a standard written form since there are multiple variations in pronunciation. It's fascinating how diverse and complex language can be, isn't it?
Yes, if I give you a sentence in English, can you translate it?
Unfortunately, Kyle, I don't currently have the ability to translate into...
Dang it. All right, we were close. So, those two don't have it. Someone will have it somewhere. All right, let's see. Demo Grok and be amazed. Changes that we're about to see. So, I think mine has gone crazy trying to tell me about a dialect called Karen. Joker. Joker. All right. So here's ChatGPT 4, right? We know it, we love it. It's been weird. I don't know if you've all have noticed, but the last 2 days, this shit's been weird. Like the custom instructions don't seem to work, or sometimes they work, but not always. But I'll show you this speed here. So we'll say, tell me about the Myanmar people that speak Zo tongue. I don't know if that's how you spell it, but close enough. That's one of the nice things about ChatGPT. Now, see how fast it's typing? All right, so we're watching it. The Zotung language, also known as Zotung, is a language spoken by the Chin people in Myanmar. The Chin people are of the major ethnic minority groups. All right, and so it's writing and pretty solid. So I'm going to grab this prompt. I'm going to go over and I'm going to go to a new site called Grok. And you're like, oh, that's Elon Musk's company. And you'd be wrong. He named his stupid chatbot Grok after this company has established theirs. So he's just being a tool. But as you go to grok.com, you get to this site. Now, Grok, Grok, is a chip manufacturer, but they've got this demo site. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the same prompt, and it's probably going to be delayed for a second because there's so many people using it. So I don't want you to count the time it takes before it actually submits the prompt. But once it submits the prompt, watch how quickly this thing generates the response. So same exact prompt as what we just saw in ChatGPT that took, 15, 20 seconds to write. Boom, done. 530 tokens per second is what this thing's doing. Let's see. Write me an epic poem about, about Zotung warriors. Boom, 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 boom. That's not a very long epic poem, is it? Took it a second to write all that. 528 tokens per second. So that's about 375 words per second. So they're doing this with hardware. Pate said he doesn't quite know what they're doing here. What we don't quite know is how many of these processors they're throwing at the process, right? So if you throw many processors in parallel, you could probably get it to do some tricks. But it sounds like they're doing something interesting with their chips that's generating a very quick return. So the tools that are out there are getting better really fast, and coming from sort of all angles. So again, my advice with this stuff is just keep playing. This morning I saw a scary video. I don't agree with it, but we'll share it with the salon for discussion. It claims AGI has been achieved. Who's it from, Cosmic Lover? I assume it's not David Shapiro. Let me go see. Did you share it yet? AGI has been achieved. Because if this is just rehashing this is Q Star from about 2 months ago. Is it this one? If it's just rehashing the Q Star stuff, we don't know that it's been achieved if it's just that. Artificial General Intelligence, Q Star, AGI within 7 months. That's David Shapiro. If David Shapiro says it's been achieved, I'll look at it. I'll believe it. But if it's just like this dude.
More than just beautiful dance.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so we have some breaking news today. OpenAI has just announced that they have achieved.
Yeah, that was 2 months ago. That's Q Star. This is all chat TMZ rumor stuff. This is actually helpful though. I've been looking for Zoto, so finding the right language is awesome. Great, Jane Doe. Yeah, Zotong, Myanmar. From the Chen people? Think Chin. Which is a large minority within Myanmar. Kyle, that language is translated by a specialized LLM. Oh, Laughing Thunder. Do you know which Laughing Thunder, do you know which LLM does that language? Because if you do, post it in here. For Jane Doe. That would be cool if we could solve Jane Doe's problem tonight. We found her language, and now we just need to find the translator, and then she can talk to her neighbors. So, okay, how exciting is that? How exciting is it that we are living in a world right now where, I think that's a Corey Sandler masterpiece there, by the way. We are living in a world right now where not only can we find the language, but there is likely a large language model where we can speak it. So accessibility. Think about that. That not only do the neighbors not speak English, they speak some really obscure language, and she's going to be able to communicate with them if we can find the right model. Like, holy shit. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen these things do their language thing, I mean, it is pretty remarkable. I'm going to start a sentence in English, and then I want you to finish it in Japanese.
Gotcha, let's give it a shot, Kyle. Ready? Here goes nothing. The weather today is Jinri no Tianchi ha Kyu no Tenki wa. How'd I do?
No, I want to say the first half in English, and then I want you to complete it in Japanese.
Oh, I see. My apologies, Kyle. Let's try again. English. I'm going to the store to buy. Japanese. Es mai iwu nixin kimasu. Kaimono ni ikimasu. Is that better?
No, you didn't quite get it, but that's okay. But anyway, it can speak many languages. And, you can just talk it on your phone. Have someone at the grocery store you can't communicate with talk into it and then say, translate that to English. I pasted a little bit I got into the Irregulars channel. Let me try this Gemini thing. I don't buy that if I go to the non-advanced Gemini that I'm actually going to get 1.5. I don't buy it, people. I don't buy it. Gemini. Unless Pate says it's true. Like, she always sounds like you woke her up from a nap. She does, oh, hey, Kyle. It's so true. Okay, here's Gemini. Gemini was updated. See update. Available today, the new business Gemini. Okay, this is the workspace thing. See, fine, 1.5. No, it's not out yet. It's not out yet, you weirdos. Don't get me all excited like that. Dang it. My GPT can speak Elven and Dothraki, but that's all the Zun Chin it knows. I think they were a peaceful people. Well, it's possible. What? How so dang fast? So, Debbie, the way Grok is doing that 500 token a second response is they've got a new kind of chip. Let me see if I can find the. Let me go to X and see if I can find. There was an image of it. I think I saw. Hang on, X.com. Grok Chip. That's a lot of tweets tonight. Facts, responses. We're faster because we designed our chip and systems. It's an LPU, a language processing unit, not a GPU. And Pate's got a TPU over there at Google, a tensor processing unit for their tensor framework, I guess. Framework? Is that right? We use open source models, but we don't train them. We are increasing access capacity weekly. Stay tuned. So I guess, yeah, you can buy these chips to run your own shit. Basically what they're doing is, so GPUs are designed to be general purpose processors, and they do whatever they do in a way that makes it friendly for large language models or for AI machine learning training, and it's good at dealing with machine learning processing inferences, I guess. I don't know enough about this. They're doing something in their chip that basically says, we're just going to assume we're going to be doing large language model processing, so we don't need any of the general capabilities. We're going to custom design a chip that's specifically designed to take out all the bottlenecks of a GPU that give it its generality, its ability to do lots of things, and we're just going to make a chip that does one thing, and it's going to do it really well and really fast. So if you wanted to use one of these LPU chips to run your gaming system, it wouldn't work, right? It's more similar to a TPU than a GPU. Yeah, that makes sense, Pate, because the way you described TPUs to me, they were simplified versions. They had a cool picture of one where it kind of showed wow. I mean, what's wild about Grok is it takes longer to write your prompt than for it to answer it. There you go. Here, look at this. So the NVIDIA 1070 chip, complexity leads to more compute costs, right? So there's all these different things. Look how simple the architecture of this is, right? So because it's just doing one thing, I guess they just built a thing that, it's way more simple. So there's a lot less mileage to cover for each little operation. And there's probably all sorts of crazy ass gates and caches and just nonsense here where there's just probably none of it here. The Grok Chip. Pretty slick, huh? Oh. Rebel said try... Wait, Grok says Zotung translated by Google Translate, DeepL, Microsoft Translate. Let's go try Google Translate. But can Google Translate talk? It can, right? Google Translate. Enter text. Let's see. What's it called? Zotung. They've got Zulu. Zotung. No, can't do Zotung. Nope. Well, it's possible I don't know how to use Google Translate. Do you think GPT-5 will just be using voice to voice like a real person? No, I don't think so, Jason, but I think it will be multimodal. So GPT-4, actually GPT 3.5, you can do voice to voice, right? So, you know, so in the mobile app, you can just put it into voice mode and what is the speed of an unladen swallow?
The question about the speed of an unladen swallow is a famous one, thanks in part to its humorous use in the film Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Got that right.
When asked about...
So it can do that now. I don't think it'll go exclusively to that. It doesn't make sense. But it will be multimodal, so you're going to be able to upload video, you're going to be able to upload audio, it's going to be able to generate video, it's going to generate audio. It may have very different kinds of interfaces. I don't know. I have no idea. But Sam Altman said GPT-4 is best understood as a preview, meaning it's just sort of a stupid, janky piece of shit. And then he says, progress here is not linear. So GPT-5 isn't going to be like a time better than GPT-4. It's going to be dramatically different. So, yeah. GPUs were designed for graphics, which are based on linear algebra. You know, it's funny, Pate. I was talking to my friends the other day, and I was saying, you remember linear algebra? I'm like, every GPU out there, it's based on linear algebra. It's like, how are we supposed to do AI inferences for doing linear algebra? I mean, am I right? Good Lord. And then they were like, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, huh? It could have been a quadratic situation too, with the reverse inference on the buckle cache on the back end of the... Yeah.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
I know math good. I went to Stanford for math. Look, Joe Stanford. He went to the York Community College where he learned math, and then he taught me math pretty good. La da 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 dee dee. I have a TPU, but it's not that great. Ouch! does recognition and classification well. Pate, are you going to put up with that from Joker? He has a TPU, but it's not that great. I'm going to let you two fight it out. I do not want to see this go down. It's going to be ugly. There's going to be images generated. By the way, the Irregulars tonight are like, what's Kyle doing? The past 2 nights, I just been talking. I don't know what I'm doing. It's been my day. You know what it is? My days have been really jam-packed. So like, I got home tonight at 7:10. Then I run out to Walgreens to get my kids some drugs. Got back here at 7:30, ate, finished eating at like 5 minutes to 8, or like, I don't know, whatever. So my brain is scrambled. I got scrambled brain, people. Did you see the updated Will Smith spaghetti videos? I did, but what I didn't know, and this is actually interesting, because Will Smith posted them, what I didn't know were the new videos that he compared to the old video, were those him just shoving spaghetti in his mouth? Or was it actually AI generated? Like, does anyone know what tools were used? My board meeting was good. I demoed our new AI authenticity engine, which is now, it's so slick. I should show it to you. It's so slick what it does. We got it formatting shit better. It looks really good. So we showed off that. Showed him the video translation stuff. Showed him the personas, bringing personas to life, creating personas and then bringing them to life. And they were like, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, this is good. This is good." And then one of our board members called us after and said, "You got to get moving. You got to get moving because this stuff's good. Like what you've done is good, but 18 months from now, no one will give a shit." Which is exactly what I'm thinking. Nvidia stock took a dive this week. Perhaps no. So Nvidia stock took a dive because earnings were coming up, and generally stocks will dip right before an earnings call. Generally, if stocks, I heard this on TikTok, so this is definitely true. Before the earnings call, if they go up, you're looking at a crash. They went down before the earnings call, and apparently, my buddy told me Nvidia blew their numbers out of the water today. So I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I would assume their stock's going to go back up. So far, the concerns I've seen are related to power consumption and its software stack. I don't know about Grok. I would imagine that their software stack is shitty and weak because they're a startup. Yeah, Google can translate most. It's definitely not Zolo. My Honduran friend said AI is much better at translating. My Google Home answered 20.1 for the unladen swallow. I need free job scan. Is it possible? Huh? What's a free job scan? Gezimu Gelu? Do you mean you want it to write you a resume? Or you want it to check your resume? Or like, what do you mean a job scan? I don't know what that means. But chances are it's possible. Yes. Check the news on Salon Irregulars chat. I posted the scary video. Okay, cool. Let me go look at that. Oh, I haven't talked about the Salon tonight. I should talk about the Salon. So, how many people are in here? 91. Nice. If you're new to this AI shit, or even if you're not, but if you're into this AI shit, and you're the only one in your friend and family group that's into it, if you're like, hey guys, have you seen this AI? And they're like, no, shut up, Terry. We don't want to hear about your stupid AI, Terry. So all you talk about is AI, Terry. Maybe you could talk about Budweiser once in a while like the rest of us, you big fat dum-dum. And then you're like, but I'm skinny and I'm not a dum-dum because I got AI. And they're like, shut up, Terry, about you dumb AI. So if that's you, you should join the AI Salon, which I'll talk about in a second. News. Gemma, I don't see no video about AGI. Reddit. Is it? Let's see. It's a small world. After all, Disney picks 11 labs, Audio Shake, and Promethean AI for their accelerator program. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. I don't see the video about AGI. Let me search. Search AGI. Did you put it? Maybe you put it in water cooler. Predicting the next AI winter. Sorry, I just saw another news item. Fucking Meta every fucking time. Every fucking time. Except in close. Meta's chief AI researcher says OpenAI's world simulator, Sora, is a dead end. Every time OpenAI does something that like breaks faces, this guy comes out and goes, yeah, it's not that impressive. We've got better. It's like, dude, just shut up. Release something better. The fucking belly aching in this industry is staggering. Anyway. Unbelievable. Thoughts? I think he's full of it for now. Oh, God. That's good. At least people in the salon are trolling him. It's not just me. People in the salon are trolling him too. Oh, good Lord. Here's the thing that blows everyone's mind. Meta. Yeah, it's not that great. Whatever. Did you see this fucking Zuckerberg thing? I went to look at the Vision Pro and I figured, well, because we're 7 times cheaper, it's going to be a better value. And so I went and looked at the Vision Pro, and what did I learn? But the Meta Quest is actually a better product. Mark, just tell people it was an avatar, that it wasn't really you saying that. It's embarrassing. It's not the same thing. You weirdo. Irregulars channel, I think. Oh, world is not ready for GPT 4 or 5. 4. Oh, GPT-T. Irregulars. Okay. There's the Grok Tensor Factory. Gemma. Okay, that's Gemma. Here we go. OpenAI's new statement is concerning. How old is this?
So there was a statement made by an OpenAI employee that truly shocked me to my core.
What? Watch on YouTube. I want to see the date.
Studio,
a day ago.
Freedom meets absolute efficiency. Intelligent design scale by default, and even advanced layouts adapt with response.
So there was a statement made by an OpenAI employee that truly shocked me to my core because of the ramifications of the statement. And once I explain to you where this statement comes from and what it means, you're going to understand why we are clearly not ready for GPT-5 and why OpenAI are basically saying that, look, we're really not ready for any advanced AI system just yet.
Yeah. This is just them talking about the shit that came out before. So it's not here. Like, okay. It is possible that within OpenAI, they stumbled upon something that is good enough that it scared the shit out of people. And they're going to make really sure that they do whatever safety shit they need to before they put it out in the world. Their releasing of Sora, showing that Sora is so much better than the current state of the art, is probably them just saying, okay, like, here's probably what the video capability of this thing's going to be. And then they hint at it's good at video because it actually understands and simulates the real world. So they're probably going to like tease out a bunch of piece parts of GPT-5 so that we can kind of prepare for it. Because if they just dumped all that shit at once, I think people would lose their fucking minds. So I'll watch that video at some point, but this just sounds like speculation. This is chat TMZ kind of shit. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Since you actually did the iris scan, do you invest in World ID? No. Because I don't really have a Here's the thing about World ID and things like it is the world right now is not clamoring for tokenization. And if you don't know what tokenization is, basically, so what the question is, what Debbie's asking about is, Sam Altman's got this company called WorldCoin, and part of WorldCoin is a cryptocurrency, and part of WorldCoin is this thing called World ID. And World ID is a de-identified, so they don't know who your name is, but you go to this physical orb, which is the most unfortunate name. Like if you want to make people... if you want to make people freaked out about the future, name the thing that scans your iris to prove your identity, or your retina, the orb. So they've got this thing called the orb, and you get your retina scanned. And then what it does is it compares your retina to all the other, hashes in the database, the basic ID in the database, to make sure you're a unique human. If you're a unique human, then you get this World ID. It doesn't have your name on it, but as the holder of this NFT, they're not going to call it that, but it's an NFT. As the holder of this NFT, it says you're a real human. Now, they've got a whole development environment where you could create, or let's say Elon Musk all of a sudden, palled up with Sam Altman again and liked him, and said, Twitter is going to adopt World ID because X is taking bots really seriously, and we're going to create a corner of Twitter that is only for people that have verified human identity. Oh, well, that would be pretty cool. Like, it'd be cool. It would be nice to know you've got a community there where you could do something like that. I think there's a potential experiment we could do in the salon about, like, you could opt into doing something. It doesn't need to be World ID. I don't give a shit what it is. But some sort of blockchain verified humanness, right? Because what we're going to find out in 2024 is that the deepfake technologies and the deepfake tactics during a presidential election year are going to make 2016 look like child's play. So it's possible at the end of 2024, the world loses their shit and says, we've got to know when I'm talking to a real person and when I'm looking at real content that was produced by a real person. And you need some kind of tokenization. You need some sort of thing. Blockchain is one technology. There's others, just like databases. But you could create a system that says, okay, if you're on this site that looks like Twitter or looks like Facebook, and a person's got a green check mark by their name, it means that green check mark doesn't mean they paid $15 to Elon Musk. That green check mark means they're human, and they're uniquely human, so they're not a spoof of someone else. And then we'll be able to track on the blockchain that this real human wrote this article, so we can maintain that relationship. And then we can even say, if the article's got a green check mark, it also means it hasn't been modified, right? So that's what's needed, and or that's what's going to be needed, and I think it's going to be needed kind of in the next year or two. But until there's a compelling public outcry that we need this shit, no one's going to give a shit about it. because you'd basically have to re-architect, or you'd have to build some sort of system like this into Facebook, into Twitter, into payment platforms, right? All that sort of stuff. What Sam Altman's trying to do is he's saying, here's the development environment. Go integrate this into a bunch of different things. Like right now, I think there's 15 different apps that World ID is connected into. Like you can use it on Reddit. So I don't know how it works on Reddit. I haven't played with it. I don't give a shit right now because it's not an issue, but it's gonna be. Does it check for blood flow in the eyeball? I have no idea what it did. It was just, all it did was you kind of had to open your eyes wide, and then it was like a circle, and it sort of drew the circle from the bottom up. It was like, beep, bing. And then just all of a sudden on my phone, it said, you've been verified. And then I had this little passport looking thing, and it says United States. It has the date on it. It has my number. And then it's got it's like an NFT wallet address, right? For the ID. And then whoever supports that protocol, you'll be able to log in with your ID and it'll know it's you. And other people will know that that's who I interacted with before and that's a real person. So oh, look at that. I was talking about the U.S. elections, the bottom of the screen right now. Learn more about the U.S. elections. TikTok's not listening. He said boobies. He said boobies. I took an exam that had an image of the veins of my hand. Oh, that's fascinating. Jeez, that's creepy. I've seen lots of movies that pop out an eyeball to get it thrown into the retina scanner. Well, here's what's fascinating. So, Dina, what's fascinating about World ID is they scan your retina once, create a hash. So a hash is just a long string of numbers. They take whatever data they get from your retina, they turn it into a unique long string of numbers, and then they throw out the retina data. So they claim, right? Possible that's not, because, tech companies. But in theory, they throw out the retina data, and then you've just got that unique hash, and then all they're doing is comparing that hash to the other hashes of people that scan their retinas in the database. And if it's unique, then they write to the blockchain that this hash, that this person, this person's account signed up for is a unique human being. And that's all World ID is. When I scanned the retina, it generated this number. Is that number unique compared to all the other numbers we've created? If yes, then give them an ID. And so that's the only time. So you're not having to rescan each time. It's if you have the password to your World ID account, then your ID's good. That's it. That's the cool thing about the blockchain. Like, blockchain technology is cool. It's unfortunate that the Nft Bros fucked it all up by stealing billions of dollars from people. But they're in the corner where they belong right now because they were bad boys and a few girls, but mostly bad boys, scamming little old ladies and hedge funds. And so when people start clamoring for that shit, when there's an actual use case, like, it would be swell to know if Kyle is Kyle and not some fucking avatar, because he's been playing around with avatars. We'll be able to do that. I've seen a lot of movies. Oh yeah, we just did that one. Did it have your owner's name too? No, it's anonymous. Jim SC. I'm confirming now that I'm human. Football emojis. It puts the retina in the basket or else it gets the hose again. Share Bear, what's happening? Good to see you. Thank you very much. Can we compose music with AI yet? Kayla, come on. Of course we can. Let's go have some fun, shall we? Go to suno.ai, suno.ai, and we will say, make a song. I think I got to log in here. Hang on. Is this my stuff? Sign up. Here we go. So, when you're here, you go to create, and then we'll say, I would like a pop ballad in a minor key about a love named Kayla who's more synthetic than real. I normally do this about Sydney, but since you asked, Kayla, we'll do it for you. Synthetic than real. All right, so you just describe it, and then it's going to write the lyrics. It's midnight. Turtle up. It's going to write the lyrics first, and then it will write a song, and then we get to listen to it sing the song. Oh, it's done already. They've sped this thing up. This used to take a lot longer. All right, Synthetic Love. Here we go. Minor key pop ballad. I hate this. All right, let's try this one.
In this world of artificiality, stand out. Kayla loves so phony, your touch. So cold like the memory erased.
That's shitty. All right, so let's go pop ballad. Let's go Americana ballad. Let's see. I'll kill the key. Americana. Americana. Okay. I just hated those two songs. But yes, you can make music now. Oh, no, I mean compose. Oh, give me sheet music. I'm sure there are some composition tools that have thrown AI layers on it. I would say go check futurepedia.io and look for music composition or even sheet music. I would be surprised if there wasn't something out there already. But let's see if we get a better Americana.
In a world of space and city lights comes a girl who shines so bright. Her smile's like sunshine on a cloudy day. But there's something about her that just doesn't feel the same. Oh yeah, you're more synthetic than real.
It tried to say Kayla. It's like, oh, hey, Ella.
In a town where the sun sets low, there's a girl named Kayla with a heart of gold.
Aww.
She's not quite like the rest, you see. She's got a soul that's more synthetic than real. Oh, Kayla, with your plastic smile, you're a masterpiece, but you're not truly alive. You're a puppet on a string, a fragile machine.
All right, yeah. So anyway, I don't know about the sheet music.
But
I would be surprised if not. I would be surprised. Waiting on quantum distribution. Oh yeah, a human being's good. We know she's human because it's in her name. See? You get it? Verified. She wrote it there. You can't fake that. Listen, Linda, Kyle, I'm a toddler in this AI world. Now, you know what, Kayla? You come here a lot, so you are not a toddler in this AI world. I'm on a mission. I am on a mission. Especially, so if you join the AI Salon, I'm going to talk about the AI Salon. I'll wrap up with talking about the AI Salon. I'm on a mission to get people in the AI Salon to stop apologizing. Stop apologizing for not being an expert in this. Because no one's fucking an expert in this. I am so clueless about this stuff. So clueless. You're like, but Kyle, you talk about it all the time. I know, exactly. Exactly. If there's anyone out there that tells you confidently they know what the fuck is going on, come back here and I will remind you they're full of shit and that you shouldn't feel bad about where you are in this journey. If you're paying attention to this stuff in any way, like you're asking questions like, can it compose yet? Can it do sheet music? Can it do this? Can it do that? You're way ahead of where most people are right now, right? The only job I think any of us have right now is sort of feel in the dark room and feel where the furniture is and where the walls are. And just know that they keep moving the furniture and the walls keep pushing farther out. Which is why it's so overwhelming. You're like, okay, I think I got it figured. Oh shit, there was a couch here before. Wait, where's the wall? Oh God, well, I'm all alone again. That's what's going on right now. Want to be able to write some actual sheet music, not just the loops that they do. Yeah, I'm sure there's some stuff out there that's doing it. Because training a large language model on music notation is no different than training a large language model on text data or image data or the other kinds of data. It's all getting embedded into this latent space, and then the output data is just whatever it was trained on, right? It's all the same shit, which is one of the remarkable things about it is you want it to be good at something, just give it a different data set and it will be. I mean, it's not that easy, but it kind of is. You just need lots of money. Let's hit 30,000, shall we? All right, we're at 28,500 for the Tappy Tappers. My name is Jeff, movie, 22nd Street. My name is Jeff, movie, 22nd Street. I don't know the reference. No, I mean composed, absolutely mind-blowing, brother. I did a heavy rap Suno, baby llama, mama drama. That's good. I like it. Solid. Oh my God. Sounds like the radio. I know, right? The Suno stuff. And here's the thing about the Suno stuff. It's janky, right? I would say that the quality of the Suno music is about the same from a quality standpoint as Runway ML or Pika Labs video. Sometimes it's brilliant. Most times it's like, this is close. Good try. Good try there, buddy. But the next iteration of it is just going to be stupid. It's going to be like... And then someone's going to come up with a killer interface where you can just turn dials and sliders and shit and just generate songs. It'll automatically put them in tracks. It'll automatically do the notation. Would you like that for a symphony or a three-piece, emo band with a cello, a violin, and a bass? Y'all know the band Hugo Largo? I saw them in New York in the 80s. They were one of my favorite bands. Mimi Goose was the lead singer. And they had a violin, a cello, a bass. It might have been two violins. Kayla, and so ChatGPT is pulling from Suno? Or do you have to use each tool separately? No, they're all separate right now. So Suno is a standalone tool. Thank you, Cher Bear. A lot of the tools right now are standalone tools. ChatGPT 4 is multimodal, so it can make images and it can make code and it can do data analysis, but it can't make music and it can't do voice synthesis, and it can't do video, although life's tough. It's tougher when you're stupid. It can't do video, although it will be able to soon as they do their red team testing on the video stuff. See, I have a feeling, I don't think we're going to see the Suno. I don't think we're going to be able to play with the Suno video anytime soon. My gut's telling me every 2 weeks they're going to drop some new capability. Like, look what else is coming. Oh, it can do music now, and it's going to be really fucking good music. And then it's going to be like, oh, it can do... then it's going to be like, oh, it can do animation now. Oh, it can do 3D objects now. Oh, it can do 3D world creation now. I just have this sneaking suspicion they're going to just plop out little capabilities that at some point ChatGPT is just going to like level up, and it's just going to have all this shit in it. But I don't know. I don't fucking know. ChatGPT uses DALL-E 3. Yes, it does. Can we hit 35K? Of course we can, Cher Bear. All right, 35K. We're going to get there. We're at 32.4 right now. We'll hit that. We'll hit 40 before I finish saying goodbye. Because I haven't even talked about the Salon yet. Sora, yes. Songwriters are fucked. Well, so here's the thing. Where's the bottom? Every time someone sees something like Sora, the immediate response is songwriters are fucked. When you see, or Suno, you think songwriters are fucked. You see Sora, you think videographers are fucked, cinematographers are fucked. They're either fucked or they get AI literate and they get really good at using tools like Sora. And they just replace their current way of making film or their current way of making songs with a new tool. But they're still the one in the director's seat, right? And you can make all the judgments you want about, well, it's not the same as making music. If I put it in a recorder in layers and do it, it's different than that. It is different than that. But putting stems into a DAW is different than recording on tape, right? And recording on tape was different than recording on wax cylinders. It's a new tool. And so I think that some people in those specific professions, if they just sit back and go, well, fuck it, that's not real music, they're gonna face a lot of, it's gonna suck. But there's gonna be people in those professions that are like, fuck it, I'm leaning in, I'm gonna go learn a new tool. And what they might discover is they were really good at music with the traditional music, and they're really good at music with AI music, but they're also really good at AI video, and they're also really good at AI images, and they're also really good at AI writing. And maybe now, rather than just writing the songs for a movie, they're going to create the whole movie. And so maybe that person that had that incredible taste to make that incredible music, now they're making full narrative journeys for us because they can. So yes, they're fucked, and there's a massive opportunity for them to step into whatever the new tools are going to be. I'm a songwriter, and I think it's useful as hell. There you go, Scott Fate. Kevin Vasquez in here feels the same way. He uses Suno to write songs, pulls them into the DAW, splits them into separate tracks, and then uses it as part of his songwriting process. Why not? Come up with 50 fucking ideas, pick the 2 or 3 that are interesting, pull them into a DAW, split them into tracks, comp your tracks, add whatever else you want to add, and write a fucking song. Why not? There's no fucking rules. Go play. It's like writers that are like, I'll never use ChatGPT. You'll never use the most powerful writing tool in the history of the human existence. Because why? Pride? You don't want to face the fact that this thing might be better than you at words? What if it augments you? What if you're super good at words and you say, here's the world's most powerful writing tool in the history of humanity? What if I took my brilliance and augmented it with some of that fine shit? You'll be better than people who were not excellent writers. But if you just sit there on your fucking soapbox with your arms crossed, a bunch of people that were never good with words are going to get really good with words, and they're going to fucking eat your lunch. Shame on me, so late. Oh, quick take Jake. You're going to have to change it to slow toe Joe. You can't be running around with quick take Jake as your name and show up an hour and a half fucking later. 2 hours and 15 minutes later. It just doesn't work. You got brand incongruity, young man. All right. I got to go, people. Artists are the same way. In particular, tattooists and people who use standard mediums. I mean, honest to God, tattooists right now, tattooists that embrace AI are going to be able to do such banger, fucking insane designs that are going to show up on people's skin, and here's what's going to happen. Because it's not about that it was created in AI. It doesn't fucking matter what tool they used. If a tattoo artist says, I've got a vision for how tattoos should look, and if that artist gets good at working with generative AI to not only take their vision, but expand it and come up with some completely new twist that is who they are, but like an elevated version of it, and then they start tattooing that, and it blows people's fucking minds, and people are like, holy shit, where'd you get that tattoo? I got it from Bob. Fuck, Bob's amazing. Bob's amazing. Is anywhere in that conversation AI? Probably not. Why? Because who gives a shit? If Bob drew it like this, or if Bob drew it like this, go make me shit. If Bob got good with... Listen, I understand that Bob is not the name of a tattoo artist. I understand that. That's not the point. Don't judge me. You know, there's a lot of judgment right now. Bob? A tattoo artist named Bob? A lot of that questioning going on. It's not appropriate. It's not what we're talking about. My choice of names for my fictional characters, sometimes I got it, sometimes I don't. I'll admit it, I slipped up tonight. Tattoo artists are not named Bob. You know, sure, they may have been given the name Bob, but they're like Shark Bob, right? Shark Bob's a tattoo artist. That's not the point. That's not what we're talking about here. I don't know why you brought this up. If you didn't bring it up, I wouldn't be talking about it. All right, fine. I don't consider myself less of a writer for using AI to fill out my ideas. Exactly. I don't consider myself less of a writer because I use spell check. I'm like, great. I didn't know how to spell that word. Now I do. I just heard Beyonce use the kids' song from Hey Franklin as her inspiration. Oh, fascinating. Huh. You're good. Oh, thank you very much, Ron Diggity. I'm good. I'm off my fucking rocker. Oh, we need another 24-hour live with Kyle. Oh, God, no. All right, listen. Okay, so here's the deal. There's 111 people in here. One of the things that I think you need right now, that not would be nice to have, one of the things I think you need right now, if you want to get AI literate, is community. You need to be hanging out with people that are trying to figure this shit out, because no one can figure it out right now. It's too massive. It's too big. It's moving too fast. There's too many disciplines involved. Nobody's got the key. Nobody. 0 people have the key. So you need community. A way you can get community is just keep coming back here. Like the community that formed here, the sort of jam session that happens here every night is absolutely fucking inspiring and cool. So you can just keep coming back here. But what I would strongly urge you to do is go there. thesalon.ai. And that's a link tree. It's going to take you here. And you're like, well, that doesn't look like all that. And then the top link is the AI Salon community. Now, I'm not trying to sell you shit. This doesn't cost anything. But it's not free. So here's what I mean by that. This community is really fucking special. Like, it is a really unique place. And so when I say it's not free, what I mean is this. I don't want you just to join it. I want you to actually take a little time to understand what we're about. So there's a section called Welcome to the Salon. Welcome to the AI Salon. And it talks about who we are, why we do what we do, how we do it, and what we're looking for. Like, very short. See how short that is? I have ADD. I can fit that on one scroll with pretty big type because I'm old. And I got my typeset big because that's how shit happens. You people with your young eyes, fucking enjoy it while you got it. Yeah, jerks. Anyway. By the way, we're up to 38,000. The thing I really want you to look at are the values. So here's why the values are really important. And here's what I mean this is not free. My humble request, and I do mean humble. My humble request is that before you join this community, check out our values and make sure they resonate with you. I'll go through them quick here, but it's a big deal. If you don't know anything about growing communities or big businesses, a lot of times you'll hear businesses talk about values. Our corporate values are blah, 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 blah. And they say it like it's a Successories poster. And there's no soul to it. And it's just, they're awful, right? Values are actually really important. Whether you declare them or not, every community has values. Sometimes they're not declared. Sometimes communities are awesome. Sometimes they're toxic. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're inconsistent. This community right now is really remarkable. And so these values were not just made up out of thin air. About 6 months into this, we said, hey, this thing's starting to grow. And as it grows, what do we not want to lose? What do we want to amplify? And so these values are what's already here. So my request is, what this is going to cost you to be a part of, is that you just take a look at these and commit to them. Like, commit to okay, yeah, I can do that. I'm down with that. If you read these values and they turn your stomach and you're like, ugh, that sounds awful, you'll hate this place. If you look at these values and you're like, ooh, that gives me a little tingly down in my wee willy wanker, then fantastic, Bob, tell him what he's won. So the first one is curiosity. Yes, I just said wee willy wanker. Why? You weirdos. You never heard of comedy before? We want people in here who are curious, not cynical. Like, that's not very good. Okay, great. It's not good. Why is it not good? Is there something better? Well, how do you make it good? Could you do better prompts? If you give it a shitty prompt, does it give you a shitty answer? Right? Curiosity. We want people that are rabidly curious. We also want people that are generous. So not just people that are curious and going to go learn stuff and be all stingy with it. Like, haha, I discovered the secret. Haha, fuck you, fuckers. No, we want people like, oh, hey, I was rabidly curious and I found this thing. And it does this. You want to know how I did it? Here's how I did it. Oh, that's really cool. What did you do to get the light to look like that? Oh, I used volumetric lighting and it just did it. Oh, cool. I never knew that. That's who this group is already. Exploration is one of our values. Like, people that are choosing to be on this adventure. We don't know what's on the other side of the abyss. It's scary. Yeah, let's go anyway. Collaboration. We want people that are, willing and excited to say, hey, you want to do something together? I started this video series today with Cindy Kuhn and Ann Murphy, who's just like, they were just like, hey, you want to do a cool thing together? Okay. They organized it, they put it together. There were other people there, like, far out. Inclusion. People are coming from all different professions and backgrounds. Embrace that, because the person that you think is the weirdo, they're like, oh, well, they're a sanitation worker in New York City. yeah, that sanitation worker is going to do something with some tool that's going to blow your fucking mind, because their lens on the world is going to make them look at that tool in a completely different way than you would ever look at it. And this early in an industry, when things are this primordial, you want as many points of view as possible. Next one is empathy. People are scared. People are pissed off. Like, understand that. Have empathy for people, that they might not be in the same place you are. Maybe you're super excited and they're like, yeah, you're a jerk. Okay, why am I a jerk? Because you like AI. All right, what is it about AI, right? Maybe you find out they don't understand how it works. Maybe you find out that the reason they're really scared is they just got laid off from their fucking job. Oh, yeah, that sucks, dude. What did you do? Oh, have you tried any of this stuff? No, fuck that. I'm not going to try that stuff. I just got laid off because of that shit. Oh, that's cool. You want to see how it works? You want to see like what you're up against? No, not really. Well, let me just show you a little thing. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, holy shit, it can do that? Yeah, it can do that. It can do other stuff too. You want to see that? Yeah, maybe. Right? Empathy, empathy, empathy. And then the last one is gratitude. If people are being all these other things, like curious and generous and adventurous and collaborative and inclusive, and really like taking you in as a human, like the least you could do is show a little appreciation, right? We just added gratitude like 2 weeks ago. We believe gratitude is a practice. Gratitude is not just a feeling, but an action. Take the time to acknowledge the efforts, support, and successes of the extraordinary people in this community. Especially if someone inspires you, go out of your way to acknowledge them. Tag them in your post. Reach out to them and let them know they made a difference. And no, AI didn't write that, assholes. I wrote that. You're so bitter. You're so bitter. And then here's what I want you to do. If you dig that, if you dig what we're about, I want you to join, and I want you to go to the first place I want you to go is in the community section to introduce yourself. And I want you to introduce yourself. Dwanda Gamble just joined and introduced herself. That's generosity. 40,000. Woohoo! And then after you introduce yourself, go check things out. There's a water cooler. There's a show and tell channel where people are showing all sorts of inspiring art. There's a news channel. There's AI tools and resources. This is a list. If you're trying to figure out what tools to start with, I personally curate this list. You start with ChatGPT. Until further notice, start with ChatGPT. And yes, you should pay the $20 if you can afford it. If you can't, fuck it. Doesn't matter. But, don't go to Starbucks 3 times this month and there's your $20. So do that. And then there's a big long list of tools. Here's 8 other large language models you can play with. A lot of these are free or have free options. Here's all the image generation things that I think are worth your while. Here's video generation, music and audio, 3D worlds and objects, and then interesting people to follow, and then directories. Like, here's all the ones. You want all the tools? There they are. Go get them. But, these are the ones. I promise you, if they're on this list, it's not a waste of your time. The other thing we've got here is guilds. So AI 101 guild, and there's, art and writing and business. And we've got all sorts of exciting things planned for the guilds coming up. And these are sub-communities of people that might be into shit you're into. And you can, like Joy and Vicky just started the ethics guild. So if you're like, wow, we got to talk about the ethics here. Okay, great. There's people that want to do that. Go contribute to that community. And then there's clubs. And so I'll highlight a couple of clubs. The Irregulars Club is us. So the people that show up to this nightly, they're called the Irregulars. And we have our own club here. And so we can make inside jokes and share images with each other and talk and sort of, really explore what's going on in here in our own private space, have our own private chats. There's also a group called Weekend GPT Jams, hosted by Ann Murphy. So every Saturday from noon to 2, you get to go learn how to build GPTs and, learn from people that are doing really cool shit with them. The one coming up this Saturday, I don't know. Oh, I think this Saturday is another innovation lab. So some people from the community are going to be showing the cool stuff they did. Jane and Leah have a cool prompt generation thing where over the next 6 weeks, they're going to teach you how to get creative with prompting, like prompt like a human in the loop, if you haven't heard that. So that's the AI Salon. So go join the salon. Go join the salon. And you know how we pronounce it, right? It's the salon. It's French. I don't know if it's French. But saying salon is funny. How does Kyle prioritize his life? It just seems if it cracks him up, he seems to do it. It's not that far off. If I enjoy it, if I'm passionate about it, I'm in. If I'm not, fuck it. I'm out. We're at 42,000. We blew through 40,000. I knew that would happen. All right. Can you use the result legally? Yes. I don't know what result you're talking about. The output of large. So here's the important thing to know about these. The G in GPT stands for generative. It's not CPPT, copy paste pre-trained transformer model. No. It's not copying and pasting. It's not how they work. The people that say ChatGPT is the world's largest, the most efficient plagiarism machine, they don't know how it works. They don't understand how it works. They don't understand how it works. Everything that's generated out of this is generated uniquely each time. A token at a time, or, a group of tokens at a time. So yes, you can use them. Whether or not you can actually copyright them yourself, that's a whole different thing. You've got to prove your human contribution to the system. And the Copyright Office is in a shit show right now, and they're getting it wrong right now, in my opinion. But I think copyright in general has got to be completely rethought, because we're entering a world where everything's going to be personalized for every person. Is going to be an option, and so you're not going to need to protect all that. So I don't know. I don't know where it's going, but if you want, you could go start a copyright and trademark guild in the salon and talk about this for the next 20 years. Because the only people excited about copyright and trademark right now are the copyright lawyers who are yacht shopping. Because they're like, oh, people are going to be suing themselves back and forth for decades. You want to get rich right now?
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Go get a law degree in intellectual property. And then just sit there collecting cash as both sides sue the living shit out of each other. Just flush the cash into your yacht bucket. There you go. There's your $1 billion idea. Oh, Lordy. All right, show and tell. All right, wait, what am I supposed to look at? Wait, check before filing legal documents. Yeah, exactly. So what is all of GPT and what are GPTs? So Kayla, here's the deal. Funnel Fairy couch or coach. Come back tomorrow and remind me. Let's start with that. I'll start with the difference between GPTs with GPT-4, ChatGPT, and GPTs. And I'll bring out the box. If you haven't seen the box presentation, it's good. So come back tomorrow and I'll start with that. Just remind me to do that. Corey wants me to see show and tell. Okay, so let's go. Troy McCanna. Ooh, that's cool. Show me your birds of prey if you're so inclined. Here are a few of mine. That's gorgeous. Ba-da-ba-ba. Very cool. Ooh. Look at that. Like that's, let's see. Is this a song or is this just an image? I think it's just an image. It's just like that. I feel like a beer. I mean, imagine using that, throwing some typography on top of this as some sort of cool ad. Like, look how visually arresting that is. Like, you don't immediately go, oh, that's AI. You write some clever copy on that. Like, actually, and just like that, I feel like a beer. Like, use that for a St. Patty's Day, beer commercial. That's just fucking gorgeous. Beer for you, absinthe for me. Mike Nee, that's gorgeous. Oh, that's a GPT. Creates visual amalgamations. So this is one of the cool things you'll see here. So what Mike put in here, this is a GPT. So a GPT is a customized version of ChatGPT. So you can go play with this thing where he's essentially pre-prompted it to make super cool things. What time do you start your live Arizona time? If you're mountain time, it's the same as me. I start them around 8 p.m. Corey Sandler, gorgeous. This is interesting to me. Gonna explore this a bit more. Yeah, the wood carving thing. So wood carving and papercraft, Corey, are always really interesting to me. I'm absolutely enamored of images that kind of mimic shit that's done in the real world. Things that have an analog feel to them. Because I think it's going to inspire artists to go make real world versions of that stuff. And some of the visuals are just amazing. Ooh, that's funny. Corey Sandler prompted 3 times. I wanted one image of asparagus, Brussels sprouts, and an eggplant on a cutting board. That's hilarious. Grok Chips. Oh, man. All right, let's go. Let's take a quick pass through Irregulars, see if we have anything fun in there tonight. Ian Murphy. Oh, register for the weekend Gpt Jam. So go do that. The Grok Tensor Streaming Processor Factory. Nice. World's not ready for GPTs. Game over. I should be making space shuttle-ish stuff. Well, I've done that. Ooh, that's really cool. Huh. That's great. No excuses. AI makes everything possible. Yep. There's your message. We'll leave on that message. Thank you, Silver Fox. Thank you so much. Kind of late for GPTs. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of late for that. Maybe go to ask for help. Yeah, you can do that. All right. So let me say goodbye to everyone. All right. If you like what you saw here, if you want to do more of this, keep coming back to this channel. I'm here nightly. Follow my channel. Follow the AI Learning Lab. You can subscribe to the lives. That'll support me. You can buy the video series that's in the bottom corners there. And you can go to the AI Salon. Join the AI Salon. But join sort of embracing those values. Because we want to keep it as special a place as it is. I'm telling you, mark my words. There are going to be companies spawned out of the AI Salon. There are going to be success stories spawned out of the AI Salon that are going to be eye-watering. I promise you. We are moving probably within the next 18 months to 3 years, where why people get hired is going to shift from what they can do, their skills, to who they are and how they're trusted. Let me say that again. Wait. Let me let the TikTok's going to get glitchy for a minute here. The next 18 months to 3 years, there's going to be a shift in why people get hired. from the skills you have, what you can do, to who you are and how much people trust you. I think there's a reckoning for assholes coming. You know, people that are super talented, but they're really fucking hard to work with? Guess what? A lot of other people are going to get way more talented, and the talented assholes are going to stop getting phone calls. And the people who are trusted and engaged and in community are going to get jobs. Mark my words. Joining a group like the AI Salon is a career move. Promise you. May not seem like it now. It's going to seem like, well, it's just people. They're not very professional. They're just playing and then they make funny images and then they do stupid shit. And Yep. You watch. I'm watching people in there right now that I'm like, okay, these people are going to make, 10, 20, 100, 200, $500 million companies. Because they're fucking driven. They're just like, oh, AI is transformative. I'm inspired. Fuck it. I'm all in. I'm going. It's fucking wild. And like the tools aren't even good yet. So get your ass in community. And I don't give a shit if you join the AI Salon or some other one. But if you want to be AI literate, I am convinced more every day that who you're doing it with is as important as what you're learning, because the skills are irrelevant because everyone will have them. You ain't so special anymore. The only way you're special is if someone else thinks you're special. And they would hire you because of how special you are. That's how you're going to get hired. So if you're isolating yourself, if you're an asshole, go buy some books on empathy and fucking buckle up, Buttercup. Because you're going to have to start connecting. So, anyway. All right. Enough soapbox. Rachel Sparkles, good to see you. And multi-talented, exactly. A human being. Ron Diggity, great to see you. This Woman Works, awesome. Fantastic. Thanks for being a subscriber. Joker, yeah, good comedy tonight. Good, solid once again. The lines being delivered. Yes, it will happen. There you go. Elizabeth Gem, good to see you. Source Camp, thank you. Corey Sandler Pottery, I hope so. Of course, Corey. Corey's going to be a software magnet. She's going to have materials in the space station. She's going to be a business magnet. And she's going to go, oh, and I still sell pottery. It's going to be awesome. Silver Fox, good to see you. Janu, Tom, Laughing Thunder, great to see you. Been seeing you a lot around here lately. Jane Doe, good luck with the hubby. Hey, tell hubby you spent some time tonight learning about AI. Tell him he was right. Google's better. And then just keep learning and just show up a month from now and just blow his mind. Source Camp, I'm going to the woods tomorrow to work for a week. It's getting real. Nice. Oh, I like it. That sounds great. I can't wait to hear what you come up with. Why don't we create our own entity? Actually, Ron Diggity, there's a bunch of that going on in the AI Salon right now. So I would say just get involved in the salon. There's a lot of why don't we create this? Why don't we create that going on right now? There's some really cool startup energy. And not startup like we're having a hackathon and the tech bros are getting together. Startup like, why are we doing this together? What are we doing together? How are we doing it? Like there's really cool stuff going on. That it almost doesn't matter what they're building. It's how they're coming together. I think there's some good stuff happening. All right. I'm out of here, people. It's late. My day starts early tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow night. I should be on time. It's Thursday. 50-minute hellos and goodbyes. Shut up. Shut up. Codependence. It's not just a river in Egypt. All right, everybody. Peace out.